Hey guys, welcome back to my weekly videos. If you've never been to my page before, my name is Sarah and I make videos on faith-based content and self-development. So if you're new here, then welcome. I'm very happy that you're here today. And if you are not new, then welcome back. I'm happy that you're here today. So in this video for today, I decided to sit in a different part of my apartment and film because why not? So I wanted to share a message with you guys. It's a revelation that I had less than a year ago. And it really changed a lot of things for me. It changed my relationship with God. It changed my expectancy for what I expected to receive from life, from God. It changed my joy. It changed my peace. And I want to share it with you guys. So I hope that you are able to receive it the way that I'm trying to, get it out. And maybe this is a timely message for you. Maybe God wanted you to hear this message. I don't know. So basically, less than a year ago, I watched the documentary called The American Gospel, Christ Alone on Netflix. And I know there's a lot of controversy around that documentary. There are some parts of it that I don't fully agree with. But again, I think as adults, as mature people, we're able to listen to something, watch something, read something, or have a conversation with someone and not agree with every single thing that they say, but still be able to derive wisdom from it and still be inspired by it. So that being said, and also I would suggest to watch the documentary as well. So with that being said, after watching this documentary, what I realized is that the church that I was going to at the time, and this church was good for me in the beginning, but the church that I was going to at the time was a little bit too motivational for me and a little bit like prosperity gospel-ish, meaning that I felt like the message was always that I was just on the edge of a blessing, that I was just around the corner of receiving some crazy breakthrough. And what ended up happening with this is, though it was well intended, I feel like because there were too many messages that were on blessings and breakthroughs and things that I was going to be receiving from God, naturally I was started to become very inward focused, and I also started to be very aware of my lack, because I always felt like I'm gonna be receiving more soon. So then it felt like where I currently was not good enough. Like I wasn't happy in the present because I was waiting for that breakthrough and I was waiting for that blessing. And again, like I was saying, it really made me to be quite inwardly focused because I was just thinking of self and what I want and what I feel I deserve. And basically in the documentary, there's this lady who's not waiting to receive healing, actually. She is sick and she has not received healing. And she basically was just sharing her story about how she used to live a normal life and now she doesn't from her sickness. And pretty much that she was content either way because God doesn't owe her a perfect life and he doesn't owe her healing. He doesn't owe her that restoration. Of course, she would receive it if it was his will to give it to her. But basically just this realization that, like, as the Bible says, we will experience trouble in this world. We live in a fallen world. It's not perfect. So that kind of just like snapped me into the fact that, like, wow, I keep receiving prosperity messages, and again, it's no one's fault, but I mean, it's the messages I was listening to. But I was just realizing that, like, wow, I keep feeling like I'm on the edge of a breakthrough and a blessing, though God has blessed me in many, many different ways. But then I'm focusing on the wrong thing. I'm focusing more on the blessings that God is going to give me as opposed to what he's already done for me and my relationship with him. And the other part that I wanted to add into this is I think it's very, very difficult for the millennial generation specifically, because I am a millennial, and honestly, probably not just millennials. It could be all of us. I don't know. But I think that with either one, there's two different parts of this. So one part, it could be the way that we were raised. This generation, we grew up being told how special we were and that we could achieve anything that we wanted. And then when you look at social media now, you see the way that people push like things that are so self-focused. It's all about self. And I just feel like we idolize ourselves, and we idolize whether it's fame, doesn't necessarily have to be fame, or cars or big houses and stuff like that, but it's whatever we deem to be successful. And I just feel like we're constantly being told, or there's this message that's like, first of all, we want to have all of these things, all of this success and this happy and perfect life, but also this feeling that we deserve it and that we are entitled to it. I think there's a huge issue with entitlement in our generation, a feeling that we deserve those things. We deserve that platform. We deserve those followers. We deserve that money. We feel entitled to it. I'm not speaking for everyone, because not every single person feels entitled. So I think it's very easy to believe and to fall into that trap and become very, very, very self-focused and feel, again, like we're always lacking something. And, you know, walking in the world, let's say as someone who doesn't have faith, I think we believe that the world owes us these things. And I think as someone walking in faith, we can believe that God owes us these things. So all of a sudden I just had this like huge shift in my mentality at that time, that like, wow, God has blessed me in so many amazing ways, and most importantly what he did for me, but he doesn't owe me these things, and I can't be focused on just getting more out of God. I do believe he's a good father and he loves us and he wants to bless us. But again, when our eyes are focused on the wrong things, when we're idolizing the wrong things, that's where it affects everything. It affects our relationship with God. It affects the fact that we want something out of God instead of just him. It affects our happiness because we are constantly waiting for the next thing. And if he wants to bless me in different ways, then I will openly receive it, and that's amazing. But I am not owed my dream life here on earth. Though I will take the steps. It doesn't mean, so I don't want this to be confused with like just give up and just be lazy and don't do anything and don't expect anything. And it's not like a self-deprecating thing where it's like, oh, I'm not deserving of anything. It's not like that, but it's just like being content in what we have and seeing everything that we get as a blessing, no matter how big or small. So anyways, I hope that this message resonates with someone. If you guys liked it, then please share it with someone and let me know if there's any topics you want me to talk about, then just list them below. And if you guys have not visited my life coaching website yet, it's nowbloom.life, and I offer one-on-one virtual coaching. I'm also on a new platform right now, a health and wellness platform, and it is currently private, so I'm going to put my referral code below. You can sign up on Wellbe and you can chat with experts on there, so I'm going to put that there as well. But anyways, thanks guys for watching, and I will see you next week. Mwah.